Hey, what's up, Elyson? My name is Aaron White. Last year in the Elyson page, I posted a little post which was, if you own a business, comment below right before Thanksgiving. And I was blown away at the number of people who responded, hey, I'm a business owner, hey, I'm a business owner. I was wanting to meet a few business owners in Elyson, and I realized there's an overwhelming entre spirit here in Elyson. So I thought it'd be really awesome to interview a few people and get to know them, know a little bit more about their business, and share it with the Elyson community and the entre spirit out there. So today, I've got a special treat for you. I've got Mr. Jason Ratliff here with me.
Hello,
everybody. Jason, if you would tell us, who is Jason Ratliff today, who was Jason Ratliff, and what brought you to live here in Elyson?
Awesome, great question. So, Jason Ratliff. So, born in San Antonio, grew up there, went to high school there. Great experience, played some high school baseball, and truly enjoyed growing up in San Antonio, and had the ability to be able to take my passion, actually, which was baseball, and took it a couple of years, went up to Dallas, played some junior college baseball up there, played center field, and it was an awesome experience. Realized about a year in that baseball was not going to be a career.
You weren't going to be in the Astros?
No, I was not going to be the Astros. I was not going to have an Alex Bregman $200 million contract. That wasn't going to happen for me. So decided, hey, you know what? I better focus on future aspirations.
Sure.
And went one weekend, went with some friends down to A&M.
Yeah.
And just absolutely fell in love with it.
Awesome.
And so transferred to A&M, didn't play ball there. Got a degree in business at the Lowry May School of Business and Marketing. And right out of school, I jumped right in. I knew I wanted to work around people. I knew I wanted to do, and sales just really intrigued me. Just communicating with people, talking with people. And so I spent the first 5 years of my career in outside sales. Worked for a company called Ferguson Enterprises, outdoor plumbing supply. And did that for about 5 years. I decided I wasn't the corporate person. I just didn't like to micromanage.
Couldn't do it?
You know what? It wasn't that I couldn't do it. It just got to the point where I just like to be left alone. I do a good job. I don't need to be micromanaged. But obviously I get it when you're working for a large company. That's just part of the deal. So
yeah.
So I had a buddy of mine that actually, it's funny, I hadn't seen him, I went to high school with him.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen him in probably longer than that. I hadn't probably seen him in maybe 10 years.
Okay.
And we got together, went to lunch, and he was running a company called Rainbow Play Systems, was doing outdoor living. And he said, hey, I'm trying to expand. I want to build this outdoor living store in New Braunfels. I was living in New Braunfels at the time. And so I was like, this sounds pretty good. I'm kind of maybe trying to transition out of where I'm at now. Would like to work for a small company. And so we talked, and it just worked out perfectly. Went to go work for him, and we started home field outdoor living stores.
Okay.
After about 5 years, we had a multitude of different stores throughout Texas, mainly Central Texas, Corpus Christi. Basically ran those stores, just making sure we were, obviously heading in the right direction, helping with sales management type stuff, and helping with sales teams. And so that was really great. And we about 5 or 6 years into that company, we started a line of products called Cover Timberworks. At the time, we kept it under the Home Field name, and it was specifically outdoor structures. Okay. And so it was pergolas, pavilions, freestanding, and did that for almost probably close to maybe 8 to 10 years.
Awesome.
And absolutely fell in love with the outdoor market, with just outdoor solutions. But we were very specific in what we offered, and it was strictly patio covers. Pergolas, freestanding, not attached to the house, no outdoor kitchens, no fireplaces. So it was a very niche market, very great product. When I moved to Houston, Katy, I met my wife in 2017. I was living in Austin at the time. And she was here in Katy, so we were going back and forth. So I'm getting to how I got to Elyson and Katy. It's all tying back in. I promise.
You're good.
Met her in 2017. We dated for a year, going back and forth, long distance. My son at the time was a senior in high school in Austin. I was living in Austin at that time. I had already moved to Austin. And he graduated, and she has two kiddos. Now my step kiddos. and I drew the short straw and moved to Katy.
Awesome.
And so in 2018, we got married, moved to Katy right after that.
Okay.
She had a house. We were living in Katy, right off Morton Road.
Okay.
Katy Oaks, I believe was the neighborhood.
Yep.
And we decided, hey, you know what? It'd be nice to be able to move a little bit further out. Started looking around and found Elyson in 2019 is when we found out about the neighborhood.
Okay.
And so, we came out here, fell in love with it. This was back when Elyson was tiny. I think there was maybe 150 homes. It was actually country living, you know?
You came here to Ellison to get away from everybody.
Yep.
And did everyone stay away?
No, for about 2 years. About
2 years.
Yeah. I mean, Peak wasn't built. Beckendorf wasn't built. Of course, Target was a pipe dream, right?
Sure.
And but then obviously moved out here in 2019, and it's phenomenal. It's still phenomenal, obviously. So we absolutely love it. But that's kind of the story of how, you know, we came into
ended up
the
in
neighborhood.
Ellison.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then your business, were you still working with that retail, doing the pergola sales and all that stuff when you were here in Ellison? Or where were you at in that journey?
Yeah, great question. So at that time, in 2018, moved here. I actually was operations development, an operations manager for Cover Timber Works.
Okay.
And moved here. Nice that it was able to be remote.
Yeah.
We didn't have an office. Well, had a small little office in Katy. And was running that.
Okay.
But for that whole time that I moved here, I've always had a desire and a passion to kind of do complete outdoor living projects.
Got it.
Rather than being just niche in structures only, really had this passion of, you know, wanting to develop, you know, design and build outdoor kitchens, fireplaces, attached covers and pergolas. So when I first moved here, I started, you know, obviously going out and doing projects with Cover, but everybody would always ask me, hey, do you know anybody who does outdoor kitchens? You know anybody who does fireplaces? You know anybody who does the complete outdoor living? And it was like, oh man, it just kept.
Business is coming to you.
But I wasn't able to fulfill that need, right?
Cool.
And so at that time, I had one of my really good friends, actually from high school, was living here, had his own business, and him and I started talking, and he's like, hey, what do you think if we took all the ideas that you have and we turned that into a business? And so, let's give it a shot. So what we ended up doing, so instead of just closing down shop, leaving my job, just would not have been a smart decision.
Okay.
We decided at that time, hey, let's just do side jobs. Let's just go out there, start marketing, start getting some leads generation and kind of see where it goes from there, right? And we did. And it was funny is the very first job that I ever got was a little 300 square foot patio extension.
Massive.
Huge.
Big project.
Huge project. Probably, I don't even remember, $1,800, maybe $2,000 project, but it was cool. It was like, oh my God, we sold the job. Yeah, this is awesome.
So was it like you didn't want to take anything bigger to start off with, or was it like, hey, that just happened to be the first thing and it happened to be small and easy win? Or
that's it.
What was that?
That's
like?
it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because I had no idea. There was no expectations.
Okay.
Right, because it was, and I guess that's what kind of was cool about it is, we didn't quit our jobs.
Yeah.
We had jobs.
Yeah.
We were making money.
Played it smart.
And so it was, we just took it with a grain of salt. It's like, hey, let's just see what we got. Okay. So started off by doing patio extensions, and then patio extensions turned into, hey, build some fences here and there. And then that turned into, hey, can you build a pergola? And hey, can you build an outdoor kitchen? And then so it just kind of grew from there. Sure. Cool story about that first project.
Yeah.
Is that first project that was a 300 square foot concrete patio extension. There was no overlay, no stamped concrete, no spray texture. It was just concrete patio. 2 years later, that same customer called us up, and we ended up doing a complete patio cover and outdoor kitchen remodel of their backyard. So that was pretty much how it kind of go full circle. Is, you know, in terms of, that's really kind of the generation of how we built the lead generation of how we built our business. Is we started off slow. Literally built our business on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
awesome.
I mean, that is literally.
So were you advertising on pictures, or what were you doing?
Yeah, so just going into Marketplace, putting in patio extensions, pergolas, pictures. We did do some Facebook ads. So we did do some paid Facebook ads, and those were hit and miss.
Yeah.
The ones that did hit, they hit. But actually, believe it or not, Facebook Marketplace was how we built our little business.
Cool. That's
And
awesome.
so we did that for about a year. So about maybe like 10, 11 months. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we realized we had done $500,000 in business in less than a year.
Yeah.
Part-time.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we're like, I think we might have a business here.
Yeah.
Right? So let's fast forward February of 2020.
Oh, I remember that.
And if we all remember what 2020 brought us,
then?
I don't know, maybe a little COVID or something like that. So we went full time.
Okay.
I stayed on with my company as kind of a part-time territory rep in the Houston area for Cover Timberworks.
Okay.
I can circle back to that in a little bit if you like, but
Yeah.
kind of stayed on in that role, which really helped because they were specifically structures, and so it really helped both sides of the business. So if I went out to a cover job and somebody needed outdoor living, then bam,
You had
I had it all. And then if I went out to a job and they wanted a freestanding structure, then bam.
You added it on.
So it was mutually beneficial for both companies, right? So it worked out really great.
Good.
So anyway, fast forward again, 2020, February 2020, we know what happened a month later.
Yeah.
March hits,
world shuts down.
Yeah.
Gone.
Like, holy moly, well, that was cool.
So
we tried, we dove in, it was great, right?
Yeah, everything shuts down. Restaurants, schools, businesses.
Yep.
What was the first thing that went through your mind?
Holy crap, what are we gonna do?
Just quit your job.
Just quit my job.
No
are we even
parachute packed. Just floop.
Yeah. Sorry, babe, we're gonna have to sell the house. Didn't have that conversation. Just kidding. That would
I'm
not
sure
have
you
gone in my mind though.
In your mind, yeah.
I'm thinking to myself like, holy
man.
crap, like what do we do now? Like, we just
Unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks goes by.
Okay.
And the flood market the flood literally opened up. The
That
floodgates.
fast?
Oh yeah.
So the world shuts down, you heard crickets.
2
And
weeks.
then from what? Facebook? From referrals? From
Facebook, from all that.
Really?
Yeah, so all of a sudden, I guess people are home.
Wow.
Right? And so what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're at home. We can't leave. Like, let's put in pools.
Let's make home better.
Let's make home better.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's put in pools. We're not pool builders, but let's put in pools. Let's put in covered structures.
Yes.
Let's put in fireplaces and outdoor kitchens.
Okay.
Right? And so from 2020 to where we are today, well, I will say from 2020 to 2023, if you ask any pool builder, any outdoor contractor like myself, it was a great place to be. I mean, it was just, everybody was wanting to fix up their backyards.
Yep.
And it was, literally for 3 years, there was zero marketing needed because we had all the referral sources. People were calling in. We had all the business that we could handle and more.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And it was a great time to be in the outdoor living
That's awesome.
market. So,
That's awesome.
At that time. And I will say, one of the things that I think we did, and one of the things that I'm really happy that we did, so kind of come from, like I said earlier, that I started off in outside sales. And so I kind of come from that business to business. And when we started Cover Timberworks, the freestanding timber frame company, about 5 years in, we finally got the economies of scale down to where we could go after contractors like pool contractors, landscapers, landscape architects, to be able to offer our services to their customers directly through the partner, right? Through the home builder, through the pool builder or landscaper.
Sure.
And so I had built just an awesome array of different contractors, whether pool contractors or architects or whatever it may be. So when I moved here to Houston, that was my big focus. My big focus was not necessarily business to consumer.
Yep.
It was business to business. Mr. Pool Company, how can we help you? How can we help you with our products and our solutions? How can we make your customers' experience better? How can we offer quality product? And so about a year in, I started building those relationships just kind of slowly. I would say 70% of our business was business to the homeowner.
Okay.
And then we started kind of shifting more towards business to business.
Interesting.
About 2023, I saw the turn, right? I saw, okay, it's still going great, but eventually this thing's going to dry up, right? It's not going to stay this way forever.
Yeah.
Got to be realistic.
The COVID money does eventually drift off.
It's going to drift off. Interest rates are not going to stay at 2.5%.
Right.
The economy is not going to stay where it's at. It's just not going to happen. We know that our economy is a roller coaster. Cycle.
It's good you saw it coming. Yeah.
Saw it coming. So it was at that moment I said, okay, the focus has got to be. My focus is going to be, I'm going to go build more relationships with more pool builders and more landscapers and more landscape architects. And so we did.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden we saw this shift, right?
Right.
So then the consumers stopped coming in, a lot of the leads stopped coming in.
Yep.
However, now we're basically subcontracting now as a general contractor for these pool companies.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So these pool companies are designing these outdoor spaces for their client, right?
Yep.
And now it's probably 60% of our business is through contractors,
Through that.
our partner relationships.
Awesome.
And 40% is business to consumer.
So you essentially found a way you could outsource a lot of your sales force
Yeah.
and bring in those contracts and continue your crews working and keep that line of business running. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're almost creating a sales force.
Right.
A sales team
Outside.
with companies that are already doing what they're doing.
Are they using like their own software for design, or did you kind of give them some pointers on that kind of stuff?
Yeah, no, so
how did
that's
that
the
work?
beauty. And really, we're not, the way that we designed our company was not a complete design build operation. We're more of a build operation. You tell us what you want and we go build it.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
So the nice thing is we kind of two-folded it, right? So not only are we using their leads and they're helping their customers, but they're also designing the projects for us.
That's awesome.
Because they're using pool studios, design studios, SketchUp, and all that kind of stuff.
And then
so they have the design, they have the CADs, and they have everything, right?
Cool.
So they're literally, now, obviously when you're dealing direct with a company like that, our profit margins are less, but we're able to cut that. It's okay to cut that profit margin selling directly to the pool builder or that partner, because they got to turn around and obviously mark it up and sell it to their customer.
Yep.
But obviously when you're building that base and you're building that clientele and you're building that, I'm going to call it our Salesforce team, right? That's totally okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's business expense, right?
Yep, that's very good, very good. And then from the time you started, you mentioned a few ways it's changed, but from 23, 24 to now 25, it's hard to believe, but it's 2025. How have you seen that business change and ongoing? Have you expanded maybe offerings or spaces that you're in, or how has that changed over time?
Great question. So kind of talked about from 20 to 23, awesome, amazing, sales were great.
Yep.
We had a ton of projects. 23 to 24, we started seeing the downturn.
Okay.
Last year was the lowest in terms of just overall business.
Sure.
We took probably the biggest hit, and just the industry in general took that biggest hit, right?
A lot of construction. I'm hearing this, right? In general. So.
In general, there's not just one. If you talk to pool builders, talk to home builders, real estate, right? You talk about all, and it's all tied in.
Yeah.
Right. It's all looped together. It's all looped together with inflation and interest rates, and as things go up, gas prices go up, everything changes.
Cost of money,
Yeah, so.
Get it.
So in 2023, 24, like I said, that's when we really reverted back to really focusing on the contractor base. But when I say contractor base, the partner relationships, right, the pool builders. But one of the things that we really started focusing on, and we realized, okay, everybody was so focused on the outdoors.
Yeah.
Guess what happened about 3 years into that? Everybody focused on the inside.
Okay, a lot of remodels inside.
So now we have a whole nother side of our business. So not only are we focused, and we still Uplift Outdoor. However, not only are we focused obviously on outdoor solutions, we're now focusing ourselves on the indoor solutions.
Awesome.
So now we're doing remodeling.
What kinds of things? Is there a niche in there, or is it complete
I wouldn't say a particular niche. When we first started, I don't know if it was just a specific, maybe because we were an outdoor kitchen, so it just kind of went into kitchens.
Yeah.
So we started doing a lot of kitchen remodels.
Interesting.
And then kitchen remodels turned into bathroom remodels, and bathroom remodels turned into whole house remodels, and so now a big focus is obviously remodeling. Yeah, we have done so many projects and so happy and proud of a lot of the projects. But the projects that I'm most happy about, and the projects that where it's like, man, we talk about are the ones where we just, excuse my language, screwed up.
Yeah, sure.
Like we totally messed up. It's like we made a mistake, we had to redo it. We kept the faith of the customer. We communicated with the customer. Look, we made this mistake and we made it right.
Okay, good.
And those are the ones that you remember.
Yeah.
Right? Those are the ones that the expectations were not met at first.
Right.
But then we overexceeded the expectations because we went above and beyond.
We fixed it.
Made sure that and so those are the ones. And so those are the customers that
stick with
Google,
you, refer you,
reviews, refer you. Come back.
Oh yeah, big time. I know, I had an issue with a mechanic recently, misdiagnosed my car. I spent a ton of money and it wasn't the fix. What did he do? He took it on his own dime and he replaced, other things, so on and so forth. Of course, he got that awesome Google review. That's exactly what I did. And he didn't even ask for it, right? I was just like, okay, you do business right.
He exceeded.
Exactly.
He didn't just meet your expectation.
Nope, he exceeded it.
He exceeded it.
Yep.
And when you exceed it, not only are you going to create a happy customer, you're going to create a customer cheerleader.
Yeah.
Somebody who's going to be you're like, I
Yep.
mean, they're going to be behind you the whole way, and they're going to tell all their friends. We're only as good as the people we have working for us.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So the sub base. So I mean, with any general contractor,
Yep.
whether you're a home builder, a pool builder, an outdoor retailer, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. None of those people have employees.
Right.
In terms of the guys that are working, doing the work for them. It's all subcontract work.
Yep.
So the big part of being a general contractor is our responsibility to find good subs, guys that we can trust, guys that do good quality work, guys that warranty the work, and guys that we can communicate with and continue to put out a good product.
Sure.
That's our responsibility.
Yep.
And that's why somebody hires me. That's why there's home builders. That's why there's pool, because if not, then people will be building their own pools.
Right. Yeah.
Finding their own subs.
For sure. Yeah.
But you don't want to do it's not easy.
There's headaches. There's certainly headaches.
There's just a couple. Just a few, yeah.
But you get used to it. You find the systems. You make the systems.
Yeah.
You set the standards. You set the expectations, and you hold people accountable. And if they don't do it, then okay, we're not going to do business again, right? That's the.
Sorry, man, but I got to go on and
exactly.
find somebody that can take care of my customer.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, it's my responsibility to take care of my customer.
Right.
The people that I hire, no different than if you're a business owner and you have employees working for
Right.
you. You got to put good people in place.
Yeah, exactly.
And if, like I said, you're only as good as the people that you have
Yep.
working for you or working with you.
That's awesome.
And so if you don't have good people working and I don't have good subs, I'm not putting out a good product. Guess what? I'm not going to stay in business.
Right. That's awesome.
So
Okay, so I got to ask. I see this all over the Elyson page. There's something on your sweatshirt that says F3. You guys are everywhere. What is this? I see Freeman's workout, but tell me a little bit about F3.
It's not a cult. It's not a cult, I promise. I know there's a lot of people out there that say F3 is a cult, right? F3 stands for Fitness, Fellowship, and Faith.
Okay, so what do you guys do?
So we work out in the morning.
Okay.
So Monday through Saturday, we work out from 5:15 to 6 o'clock on Saturday, 6 to 7. And man, we work out together.
All right.
And what's really cool is when I first started with F3, that's what got me there, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of the magnet, like, hey, this is cool, like this is a workout group, and
Yep.
I like to work out, so
Yeah.
let's go give it a shot, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then you realize a couple of weeks in, you're like, man, there's something about this, like it's not just a workout group,
Right.
And then you realize that the more you're there, the fellowship,
Yep.
the men, it's really more of a leadership movement.
Okay.
It's really about, hey, we're going to help men first, so we can turn those men into leaders to help the community.
Okay.
Right. So it's a men first, community built kind of a movement.
Yeah.
You know, you can say it's an organization, you can say it's a group, you can say it's a community.
Yeah.
It really is a leadership movement.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been doing it now for about a year and a half.
Okay.
And so yourself, I know.
Recently joined.
Just
but yeah.
recently joined and killing it. And at the end of the day, man, it's about men having purpose, finding
Absolutely.
purpose.
It's about getting the workout, having the camaraderie, and I feel like a lot of it is being a kid again, even though you're a man, and having that side of things. So that's great for sure.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Appreciate
But any men out there that are interested?
Freeman's workout. We're gonna see you. Where do we meet, Jason? Tell them.
We meet at the Elyson Commons, so north side of 529 Elyson Commons basketball court.
Right on that basketball court. What time?
5:15 Monday through Friday.
Yep.
And then Saturday 6 to 7.
Yep. That's it. So we'll see you there. Come on out and see us.
Bring it. We're ready for you.
Jason, if anyone here wants to get in touch with you, learn more about you, your services, look you up, where do they look you up? Where do they find you? And how do they get in touch with you?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking. So pretty simple. The name of the company is Uplift Outdoor.
Okay.
You can go to upliftoutdoor.com.
Okay.
We're on Facebook. We're on Google.
Okay.
You can also reach out to me, 830-822-0693. I've got this thing on me at all times, so
there you go.
Feel free to call me, text me. But we have been truly blessed not only to live in this awesome neighborhood, because Elyson is super awesome, and we're so blessed and grateful to be here. But we have helped well over 100 of our neighbors in Elyson,
Awesome.
and that's probably been one of the most just incredible experiences. Is not only living here and having amazing neighbors, but also helping our neighbors
Getting to know
with
the community.
solutions.
Yeah.
Knowing the
100 people here
community,
is-
living in the
that's impressive.
community,
Yeah.
helping our neighbors in the community.
For sure.
And that's probably the most rewarding thing that I know that me and my wife talk about all the time is just that we're not just living here, we're part of it, right?
Yeah.
And we're helping our neighbors with their solutions. So man, it's been great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Jason, thanks again for interviewing.
Yep.
I'll be reaching out to a few of you guys online here and hoping to have a similar conversation like this, just to get know a little bit more about Elyson, and we'll see you on the flip side.
See you guys.